What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to create an outline super easily in Procreate. This is going to be super quick. You can outline any object, it just needs to be solid on one layer, whatever you're outlining. So to do this, I'm going to make sure that I'm on the layer that has the object that I want to outline, which in this case is the 2021 here. And from here, I am going to tap the selection tool and I'm going to turn off color fill, make sure that that's off, and make sure that it is set to automatic. Then I'm going to tap in the negative space outside of the object that I want to outline, and that of course includes the inside of this 0. Once that is selected, I'm going to tap this feather button here, and I'm going to increase the feather amount to about 5%. This of course dictates how thick the outline will be, so you can see as I move it, the line indicates the bounding of the feathering. I'm going to set this to about 5%. With the feathering amount set, I'm going to tap in this bar to close that, and then I'm going to tap copy and paste. And this will create a new layer with our selection on it, which as you can see, it's super faint, but if I hide all the other layers, you can see it is just this outline. And now we're going to make it more crisp and no longer feathered. So to do that, I'm going to select the layer contents. You can tap on the layer to bring up the side menu and choose select there, or you can use 2 fingers to press and hold to select the layer contents. Then I'm going to make sure that I have the color set to whatever color I want the outline to be. In this case, I'm choosing white, and I'm going to turn on color fill, and that will automatically fill the layer with color. Then I'm going to tap back into the layers panel and select the layer again, and it will automatically fill with color because I have color fill turned on here. So we're going to repeat these steps, selecting the layer and having it fill with color, and selecting the layer, having it fill with color. You can also, if you have quick menu set, you can set an action to select layer contents, and you can turn this into a super quick gesture. I have quick menu set so that when I tap this modifier button here and touch a finger to the screen or swipe in the direction of the buttons within the quick menu, it'll do that action. So to select the layer contents with just that gesture, what I can do is hold this and swipe upward and it selects the layer contents. Again, because I have color fill turned on, it fills the layer automatically with color. For this, of course, we have to tap that to deselect. But this becomes super quick then. And now I'm just going to repeat this. You can see this is still somewhat feathered, but it's becoming more crisp. I'm going to repeat to select the layer contents, deselect, select layer contents, deselect. One more time. And so I probably did that about 8 times overall. And now you can see this is super crisp. Now I'm zooming in very far so you can tell it is pixelated, but at a reasonable resolution this shouldn't be. And that's how you create an outline, and it is fully separate from the original object and on a separate layer. If you want to create an outline on the outside, because of course this outline is on the inside, I am going to outline all of this without the drop shadow. So to do that, you're going to again work on the layer that has the object that you want to select. And this time when you go into the selection tool, I'm going to turn off color fill again, make sure that that's turned off. I have it set to automatic, and I'm going to select again the outside of the selection by tapping on the outside here, and I'm adjusting the selection threshold and tapping the inside of the 0. And then I am going to invert that. So now I have just the 2021 selected. Now, before we do the feathering, I am going to first save this selection, and you'll see why in a moment. Once I have that selection saved, then I'm going to increase the feathering amount to 5, and you can see the indication line here of the feathering amount moves outward instead of inward. I'm going to set that to 5%, and then on a new layer, I'm going to create a new layer, and with the color that I want the outline to be, I'm going to tap fill layer, and this will fill this selection completely. From here, I am going to tap my selection tool again, and Then I'm going to go into save and load and choose the one that I selected. And this will select just that 2021. And then I'm going to use 3 fingers to remove that. So now we have this fuzzy, glowy outline, and we're going to make that solid and not feathered. So again, I am going into the layer and selecting the layer contents and turning on color fill, and that will fill the layer. And then we can proceed to reselect the layer contents, and with color fill on, it automatically fills with color. Now, again, just as before, I'm going to use my quick menu action, which as a reminder is swiping upward and pressing this modifier button. So I'm just going to do that to select layer contents, deselect the layer, and repeat. And you can see it is getting more and more solid as well as thicker, because those outside pixels here are transparent, but each time we select the layer, they get slightly more filled with color. And you keep doing that until it's solid. And then you have this perfect outline, and you can have it on top or below. Either way, it is a perfectly exact outline that is completely separate, and you don't have to trace around it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Hopefully you learned something. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe for more. You can turn on the bell to get notified whenever I post a new video so that you never miss a tutorial. I hope you have a wonderful new year. Thank you so much for watching.